Yeah. All right, here we go. Hi, everybody. We're live now. Hello. Thanks for coming in and playing with us today. My name's Eric. I'm EricVulgaris here on the internet, and this is a special edition of Once Upon a Game, which is my one-shot story game, indie, small press show, where the big thing is that we feature kind of smaller, weird role-playing games, and we do a one-shot of them. So we won't be returning this. This will play like a movie. And then we'll be done like a Sam Mandela. Everything gets wiped away, except there will be a video. So that's probably not the best analogy. That's a work in progress. So anyways, I'm really excited to be here today because we're playing InSpectres, one of my favorite games, and I'm playing with some of my favorite people I've met on the internet so far. So I'm so happy to meet all these wonderful gamers, and I can't wait. If you don't know these guys, I want you to be introduced to them. So let's just go around the table here. And let's go clockwise. So starting with Hannah. So,
hi, I'm Hannah Schaefer. I am a tabletop game designer and playing InSpectres today.
Yeah. Have you played InSpectres before?
I have not. I'm really excited. Yeah. I read the rules, and I love Ghostbusters, so...
Yes. Awesome. That's pretty much your only touchstone that you need. Like, touchstone, like, if you've seen Parks and Rec, or The Office, or Cops, and Ghostbusters, you pretty much got the show. So, yeah. Awesome. Great. So, thank you so much. And continuing around is Alex.
Hi, I'm Alex Roberts, and I host a podcast on the One Shot Network called Backstory, where I interview game designers and community organizers and other interesting folks in the RPG and LARP community. I'm mostly a LARPer, but, I do role plays of all kinds. So, and I have seen Ghostbusters, and I hate that movie. I can't stand it. It's one of my least favorite movies of all time. And so I'm really excited to play this game that is ostensibly about it and take it in maybe a different direction.
Yeah. Cool. All right, continue. Darcy.
Hi, I'm Darcy Ross. I host no podcasts, but I'm involved with Contessa, so it's an organization about getting more women involved in role-playing games and sort of highlighting the ones who are already here and things like that. And I really love Ghostbusters, but I hadn't had a chance to watch it recently, so it's going to be my fuzzy, many years ago memory of Ghostbusters coming out. So it'll be fun.
Oh, it's cool, because what the cool thing about this game is that it doesn't always have to be directly Ghostbusters. As we'll see, that the game is very, very, kind of fluid. It could be, like Buffy. It could be kind of anything in terms of paranormal investigation. But we'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. So let's see our last, but not certainly not least guest, Meg. How are you?
Hey, good. I'm Megan Dornbrock, and I do have a podcast on the One Shot Network. It's called Modifier, and we take a look at people who change games and why they change them, what needs they're trying to meet, and how they go about it. So it's super fun. And I have seen Ghostbusters. I don't hate it, but I also don't remember a lot of it. So I feel a little bad. But no, I have seen that one ghost show, Bros That Fight Ghosts. That's my frame of reference here.
Is that the title of the television program?
Power Rangers?
No. I don't remember the name. Was it Ghost Adventures or something like that? Ghost.
I don't know.
I know what you're talking about. That's a thing that exists.
Yeah, it's a show. It's on one of those networks that shouldn't really be playing a ghost show. It's like History Channel or something.
Yeah.
Ridiculous like that.
Cool.
And will remind me during the break which show I'm talking about.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So let me do a little bit of a spiel about InSpectres, and then cover a couple rules I have on the show, and then we'll begin play. Okay. InSpectres. InSpectres is a game about being a startup paranormal sort of animal control or pest control. Where it's not just your vampire problem, or it's not just a vampire problem, it's your vampire problem. So this show or this game in particular is very much like a capturing the essence of being like a startup where you're kind of flying by the seat of your pants, trying to get whatever contracts you can in order to make it so you can make a living. The game also has a very cool reality TV feature where if you ever seen Cops or Parks and Rec, when somebody cuts to sort of the chair where they're just talking directly to you, the audience, as well as your fellow players, that is a part of this game. Like, that is a key part of this game. It's called the confessional. And when you do that in this game, you actually have like this ridiculous amount of authority, and you can like change people's sort of like skills or predict things that are going to happen in future scenes. So it sort of like combines the sort of like startup thing and then like a television crew kind of following you around sort of aspects as well. The game's supposed to be pretty funny and loose. It's not very I find not very serious, but it's still a really, really, really good time. So that's sort of like the long and short of the game. But let's talk, before we get into the actual rules of the game. I have just like one kind of meta rule that sort of transcends all the other rules that we're playing, and that's like the X card in the veil. And that if we ever do something that's that could put us in sort of like a triggering situation or something, because while we all might be friends on the internet, we never actually gamed together before. And even if we have gamed together, we don't know each other's ins and outs and what makes us tick. So if there's something in there, like talking dolphins or something, let us know by either doing like this on the screen, or like a tiny one if you want, or just message me if you want to do it privately. Whichever method of communication you feel is you're most comfortable with, let us know, because like magic, that shit is gone. Don't worry about it. You don't have to justify it, which is the most important part, because at this table, like we will trust each other, and that if you are X-carding something out of this game, it's with good reason, and that's it. I've never had to use it on the show, but that is like the break class in case of emergency situation that we have here, because otherwise this is a one-shot. So I want you guys to bring to the table what you want to see at the table, because this is it. Does that make sense? Is that something we can all agree on?
Works for me.
Yeah.
Totally.
Awesome. Great. Fantastic. Sort of like the one big rule. So let's move over. I'm going to move the screen over to the actual Roll20 screen. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to start coming up with our characters and our franchise, because we are going to be all Ghostbusters, and we all did something before we became inspectors, right? We all had some sort of like background, or we were pursuing something, and then we created this startup, and we're going to discuss a little bit about ourselves and a little bit about the startup, and whichever way you want to do that makes sense to you guys, let's do it. There's pretty much nothing off the table. I mean, I assume we're going to do modern day, but even that doesn't have to necessarily be true. So, what are we interested in?
So I like this whole like startup angle, and maybe we can sort of be like a sort of tech bro, like disrupting paranormal control or whatever, like paranormal investigation. Like, there's like an app that you download, and maybe we're like the Uber of ghost busting.
Oh.
You have a ghost, and then and then just the nearest person who can bust that ghost gets informed.
We get dispatcher there.
Yeah.
What's so funny is that the last time I played Inspectors, we did something similar for that, only those were the villains. So I love this. This is good. Yeah,
We will play this rival team.
Yeah. The name that we had for that show was Haunter, like HAUNTR, because you don't have the E at the end.
Of course.
But yeah. But also it could be like Hunters. So what what should be our name? Oh, yeah, that's true. Alex, you're being duplicated on my screen.
Oh,
there's no Meg. Yeah, so I have to fix that real quick. But in the meantime, let's talk over what we want.
I've been taken over. It finally happened. Alex, I love that the first word you came up with was disrupted. That is my favorite tech buzzword to hate.
Isn't it the worst?
Worst.
Oh, it's so funny.
And it needs to be displayed prominently in all of our venture capitalist pleas for money.
Yeah.
Oh,
Paranormal disruptors.
Yeah.
That's us.
Cool. So let's go around and start coming up with sort of like what our backgrounds were, like what our character concept will be. Because once we do that, then we're going to assign ourselves a quick little like pool of dice for our skills and a cool little trait about ourselves, and then we'll begin play. So we are some sort of like, and so if we're doing a like startup like app, we probably are not well established. Like we're not going to have like a mega office or like something like that. So let's maybe think about like where we would all meet and like where would we do this? Would this be like in like sort of like one of those little collaborative workplaces, like a workspace, or would this be like in someone's parents'
mom's basement?
Yeah, exactly.
At least 3 of us are probably grad students. We met at the startup sandbox. Pitching ideas.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can imagine that there's like a little bit of a for exposure trap in there too. Like, we're putting up the Craigslist ads and, we advertise our office in the ads, but actually it's a garage. And, a lot of what we offer is like your portfolio boosting. I don't even know like what portfolio you would need to have.
Ghostless portfolio boosting?
Yeah. Yeah, are there rivals? Is there like an established? You're a disruptor, so that implies that there's an established
there's the
inspecting group.
To go along with like the evil aspect, I think maybe what we're trying to go for is like a 2-tiered paranormal investigation system. So like there's a publicly available, by the government, Ghostbusting service, and we're like, and we use some kind of like weird legal loopholes to like get around that and be like, no, if you just pay us money, we'll do it much more efficiently than the public government ever could.
Yeah. You can avoid all the red tape, privately contracted.
God, this is so funny. This is the exact opposite of my previous InSpectres game, where they were playing like the Indiana County and then against the Disruptor. So this is so good. I love it.
Suck.
Yeah. Awesome. Let's do this.
Our
Okay.
office is cool and modern and has a ping pong table.
Yes. Oh God, it has a ping pong table. Does it ever?
Yeah, no heat, but definitely a ping pong table.
It has a slide, but it's just a kid's slide. Like, not one of those, it's like way too small.
Like, I'm trying to picture the incongruity between what our office looks like on our website and what our office actually looks like.
Oh yeah.
We never actually use that ping pong table. Like, we eat lunch off of it.
Yeah,
but it's
real gross.
Yeah. It's full
Please,
of-
I don't know how to play ping pong.
Awesome.
No. You call it it's your collaborative group space table. That doubles as a ping pong table.
That's where we scrum.
Yeah.
Where the magic happens.
Oh,
Where you
boy.
scroll. Oh, that's good. I like it. Okay. So do we have a name for our franchise? For this disruptor?
I like it.
Yeah.
Disruptor.
Disruptive.
Disruptor or disrupted? Disruptor.
Disruptor. I like disruptor.
How many vowels are we missing?
Ooh.
All
Yeah.
There's no vowels at all.
Nice. Cool.
Oh, it's like DSR.
It's all caps.
No
vowels.
Yeah.
People are like,
disruptor.
disruptor? And we're like, no.
Is our logo a raptor?
Oh.
Disruptor.
Oh, I can imagine going with like the broy tech startup thing, that the logo's like sort of vague. Like, you wouldn't know what this company did at all from the logo. Like, it's like a square that's sort of shattered into pieces, kind of a
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, so maybe we play up. We really, really look and act like we're a tech company, but we actually bust ghosts, and like that's how we got all our venture capital. Is by being really vague, but like we're actually super passionate about busting ghosts.
Oh man. Yeah. So
So we
like.
just keep up this facade of like tech startup?
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes.
Oh. Okay.
Awesome.
Oh, that could. How could that possibly go bad? Okay. Cool.
Do we have to figure out what our fake tech startup does?
No, I think we just keep it intentionally vague. We don't.
Yeah, like all that weird sort of double speak around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shifting paradigm.
I was gonna say that.
We
Yeah.
empowered
analytics.
tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
I was
Hella
gonna-
analytics.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Synergy.
I'm imagining the IT crowd, like, what she says to her boss.
Yeah.
We're going to break the internet. If you Google, we'll break it.
So, awesome. So let's figure out a little bit more about each of our characters then. So what kind of person will like jump on board to join Disruptor, Right. Who is that? Maybe who's the founder or something? How do they persuade you to get on board for this? Pretty much everything's on the table.
I can talk the talk of like the San Francisco, of like the Valley sort of tech culture, but I have a fierce and abiding hatred of ghosts. And I think maybe someone really close to me was killed by a ghost.
Oh no!
Yeah, in a haunting poltergeist type situation that we can, reveal through play. But yeah, so I can like act really cool, but I have like an intense emotional baggage going into this.
Okay. So what do you think? So what was your character doing before they became an inspector? So like they had a traumatic experience. So like that. What were they doing before?
I think I ran a haunted house for fun.
Oh.
Yeah. I like
Cool.
Didn't really believe in ghosts, but I was like, but I bought this like supposedly haunted property and then just like had it as like a tourist trap. Yeah, and then my partner who ran the business with me got killed by a ghost. So I used to run that trap, and then I just burned that shit to the ground and left San Francisco forever.
Yeah, where is our startup?
Where are we?
Are we in like Silicon Valley? Or are we
like this,
I don't know. I think Silicon Valley would see right through our shit.
Yeah, I see this as being more of like I don't know.
Are we?
I've been picturing New York, but I don't know if that actually makes sense.
Upstate, absolutely upstate, because yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so they hear all the swimmy buzzwords and they're like, I want that.
Like,
that sounds good.
Like, oh, this is cool. We can do this here. Like,
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Upstate New York, so like Buffalo, Albany. Okay.
yeah.
Cool. I can do that. Okay. So I guess the in terms of the actual game itself, we're going to be coming up with our stats for our character. There's 4. There's academics, which is anytime you're rolling anything that's like physically related, or is athletics. Anytime you're like doing anything regarding like I want to look something up. And the trick here is that you can describe things in whichever way you want. You're like, I'm using books to figure out what would be the best way to get over this ledge or something like that. And like, that could be academics, right? Technology is anytime you're using any sort of technology, any kind. And then contacts is sort of like your social role. So those are like the 4 main skills. And I'm just double checking in here to see how many skills you get at the start. I think it's something like 9.
That is correct. I
Yes.
just have it up in front of me right
Okay.
now.
Yeah. And so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be distributing those in pools around those skills.
Okay.
So, so Alex, you ran a haunted house. What was the haunted house's name?
Oh shit. Oh god, come on, help me out, you guys.
Spook
Something that's a
Shack.
pun. What?
I said Spook Shack.
Sounds great.
Come on, helpful.
The Spookatorium.
Spookatorium.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
Cool. So, we're just going to need a name, those stats, and then like what's called a trait, which is sort of just a descriptor of something that you're good at. Like, I was a student, or I'm an Olympic athlete, or something like that. Like you just come up with a descriptor for you that could benefit you. The idea is that if you invoke your trait, you get an extra die on your rolls. And,
Okay, perfect. So, do you want me to write them down, or can I just tell you these things?
Oh no, you can tell me. I'm gonna write them down here on the screen.
Okay, perfect. My name is Amanda Vandeven.
I hope I spelled that right. Amanda Vandeven.
Van and Ven are 3 separate words.
Oh, nice.
My academics are I went to business school. I have an MBA. So probably I don't know, maybe not that high. So wait, I have like
You have 9 total.
9 total. So let's do like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's do 2 in everything except for contact, which is 3.
Okay. It's probably good.
Should we make a conscious effort to each be a little better in one of these things than the other, or should we just see what happens?
You see what happens.
Oh no, we're all good at contact. Whoops.
Yeah. So what's going to happen in the game is periodically through the game when things don't go well, I'll be calling for what's called stress rolls. And when you roll stress, I'll tell you, like, depending on the severity of the stress, I'll be like, stress 2. And then you roll these 2 dice, and you take the lowest of these 2 dice. And wherever that low value is, something bad happens. And when you do that, that means one of your skills gets knocked down, depending on how we describe what goes on. Okay. So so it's actually kind of cool to have a little bit of buffer of a skill, because otherwise, if your skill is at 1 or it goes below 1, you just automatically fail anything that involves athletics or anything like that. So,
which sounds
cool.
pretty funny, but
yeah. It was really funny. In the previous game, 2 of us each had an athletic skill of 1, and one person had a tobacco pipe, and the other person had a vaping kit, and they were just yelling at each other and smoking at the same time, and they both got a huge cloud of coughing fits, and they just could not stop coughing for the rest of the night.
Oh my god.
So yeah, because they failed a stress roll because they were getting angry with how to deal with some media people. So that's just how the game happens, and all of a sudden you just play through it and keep going. So yeah, that stuff's totally fine. And Alex, what do you think our trait will be today for you?
The trait for Amanda Vandeven?
Yes, for Amanda.
Her trait is ambitious. Yeah, powerfully ambitious. And is that an aspect that I can just invoke to give me benefits?
No, I think we're gonna need to clarify that a little bit more. It's usually something like a trait. Here's some examples for the traits they have. You're good with computers. You're a car mechanic. You're a football player. You have ninja training. You're a librarian.
Oh, okay. Shrewd businesswoman. Is that better?
Oh yeah. Shrewd business. So anytime you need to lay down the law in a boardroom.
Yeah, exactly. Or talk people into things, or get a good deal, or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Cool. Who else wants to go with the next character?
I can jump in.
Okay.
So I'm Matilda. I'm in my late 20s, and ever since I was young, I just seem to be one of those people where everywhere I go, there are ghosts or some sort of weird paranormal stuff. Just it's I'm ghost flypaper.
Okay.
And I spent my whole life with people not believing me, and my parents not believing me, and nobody ever seeing the stuff that I was seeing.
Yeah.
Just disappear when I was oh, it's there. It's that monster living under my bed. It's there. So I've grown a bit calloused because of it. I absolutely do
robot.
I've accepted that life is going to be kind of ghosty from here on out. So I think that maybe I applied to the startup thinking it was an actual startup, and I've been let down once again. I'm
oh, more ghosts.
Ghost shit.
So good.
So you know now, we're at the point in you joined the franchise that is ghost related, and you're oh, okay, this is what I signed up for.
I was oh,
okay.
It's interesting. Okay. Someday I just want to be a zookeeper or something, but I have to deal with this ghost part of my life.
Those are pretty relatable skill sets, I guess.
Zookeeper, ghost keeper. So in terms of my skills, I think that I'll put contact at 1. I don't think I'm that good at relating to people. Mm-hmm. Just a little rough around the edges. Athletics and technology both at 3, and academics at 2. Does that add up?
Yeah. Yep, that's 9.
Okay.
Yeah, I had to count as well.
And did I say my name? I don't remember. Matilda. Okay. And I don't know if this is a trait that works. What about like unexpected mediator? Is that a trait?
What do you mean by it?
Like somebody who sort of through my no nonsense can jump into a situation and diffuse it. Like I'm not really afraid of ghosts at this point. I'm not really afraid of that much, so I can jump in and diffuse a charged situation.
So you're a negotiator. Yeah.
All right, negotiator.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah.
Not like a gentle negotiator. Kind of
yeah. Hold on. No, let's think of a word for it.
Yeah, there's got to be
bad cop.
I'm fine with bad cop. Yeah.
Yeah, bad cop works.
Bad cop. Awesome. You ain't afraid of no ghosts, is what you're telling me.
Awesome. Cool. Darcy or Meg?
I have an idea. Unless you have one that you're burning.
Go ahead.
So I don't have a name. So I don't have a name yet, but I want to be like a grizzled ex-circus instructor. Okay, so she's like kind of ageless because she's like crazy fit, and it's just hard to tell like what's going on. Anybody at that point when they're like so crazy fit, right? She's got to be like 40s at least, and she's like crazy flexible and strong. She used to do like silks and all sorts of trapeze and things. Mm-hmm. But she used to be, she'd kind of fallen on hard times in terms of, it's a tough industry, man, and she pissed some people off, and so she couldn't get work, and so she's teaching kids for a couple of years, and boy, did it like just eat her up every day. And so when she saw like an ad for this tech company, I think she was maybe like learning those like Code Academy things.
Oh yeah.
Trying to get out, just trying to get out. Like get out. I could be awesome in circus in my free time, but I need like an income that doesn't require me to deal with kids. So she was doing that. Saw the ad for this like tech startup and was like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. So I think that's her shtick.
Cool. And what's her name? Okay, don't have a name.
That's
fine. We'll come to something later. Let's just do her stats and like her talent should be.
Yeah, so I think she's gonna have mega athletics. So four athletics. I'm thinking, maybe like she has a bit more technology or academics or something. Not sure. I think she's like really bad at talking to people, so let's give her 1 for contact, and let's give her that's 5. 2 and 2 for tech and academics. Does that look okay?
Yeah. Totally. That's perfect. Cool.
And then a trait. So I think the trait could just be like circus training. As like some weird skill she has. She can like scale up walls a little bit, she's like she can get into weird places and pick up weird stuff and swing around on things
and spray people with little trick water flowers I feel like it's a very important skill.
Common misconception. We don't learn that until you're master circus.
Oh. Black belt in circus. Cool. And we'll think about the name maybe when we go over and talk to Meg about what Meg has in mind.
Cool. So my character is Leslie, and she is not from around here. She moved here to go to grad school, but she grew up in a small town that's supposed to be very haunted. Like it's one of those southern towns that has the ghost tours every
Oh,
year.
yeah.
But she has never seen a ghost. Like, she wants to so badly to see a ghost, and it just never happens. It's been plaguing her. So she finally decides, she's going to move away, go to grad school, pursue something else, kind of forget all of this, give up the dream, as it were.
Okay, yeah.
So she finds herself here, and I think she applies to the startup because something seems a little off, like it's a little too vague. So she's not sure, I don't think, what exactly she's suspicious of, but she's suspicious of something about this startup. So
you're like a new recruit. So then who wrote Disruptor? Like, how did you guys come up with Disruptor? Who's brainchild?
Nothing written. Is there a product?
Is it not made yet?
It's in development.
It's in development. It'll probably maybe we'll go to Kickstarter in the foreseeable future.
Yeah, totally.
It's very nebulous.
So right now you just need somebody to like basically test this thing out.
Yeah.
Okay. So it sounds like we've never had a client before.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. Awesome. Okay.
I have a question. Like, are we as the employees going to be sort of the first people testing the app and going out on these like ghost hunts?
Yes.
Is that the deal? Okay.
Yeah. You guys are the only. You're the four employees
beta
of.
testers.
Yeah. You are disruptor. Yeah.
We gotta hit the field. Okay.
Nice.
Okay. So what do you think Leslie's skills will be?
Oh, she's a super nerd. So academics is 4.
Mm-hmm.
And I know athletics is 1. That leaves me 2 left for technology and contact each.
Okay. Awesome. Cool. And what is your talent or trait?
Okay, this is the thing that I knew first, because I did read the rules and they give you talent suggestions, and one of them is Star Trek geek, which I can't imagine being useful in any way, shape, or form, and I want it.
Awesome.
Nice.
Star Trek geek. Awesome. Yeah. You are just straight up Trekkie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's good. Oh, so, Leavington in chat brought up a really cool point. What if we had, like, failed Kickstarters before?
Oh, that's great. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, like we tried once and it didn't work, and now we have to be more vague. No, we have to be more vague.
Oh, more vague.
Yeah.
Will Kickstarter even let us anymore? Or do we have to go to like Indiegogo? Like.
Oh my god. GoFundMe. Yeah.
Just change the branding. It'll be okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. So we have to come up with a couple more questions about our actual franchise. But I'm super loving our characters so far. So for our franchise, we need to know, like, how do we get technology? Like, how do we use, how do we actually capture ghosts? We don't have to, like, explain scientifically, but, like, is this going to be kind of like Ghostbuster, like, backpack, vacuum stuff? Or is this going to be something more, like, we use our phone to capture them,
Does it attach to our phones like a square reader would attach to a phone? Only
Yes.
it's like a ghost. Yeah. Okay.
Extremely yes. Yeah, and it goes in the headphone jack, and so you just have to set your phone to the vibrational frequency of the device,
Yeah.
and then it zaps them.
Okay. Well,
Awesome.
so
This
since
is why it hasn't been successful, because people can't also listen to jams while they are touching.
so
Can the frequency have a name, like the Z frequency or something?
oh yeah.
It seems
Yeah,
like-
absolutely. So since this is Meg's idea, Meg, I need you to do a technology roll for me.
Shoot, okay.
So roll 2d6.
You have to teach me how to roll on this.
Oh,
app.
no problem. So in the right hand side, when you have the little like chat menu thing open, so that's the far left one, you just type /R 2d6, like so.
Oh wait, like. Oh, I see. Choose.
Well,
Oh,
nice.
okay. So you got a 6. So yeah, so exactly how you
like
describe
that.
it. Yeah. So anything we put forward when we're making our group here, our franchise, that's like how you describe it. If it's technological, or like if it's like what your car looks like or something like that, you will roll. And depending on how well you roll, there might be problems with it and that kind of stuff, right? So like even just in the setup is sort of like how play would work a little bit. So Meg just demonstrated that, and she's got box cars. So everything you say about the little like card reader that goes into your phone.
Nice.
Is it Android and iPhone, or is it just iPhone?
Oh yeah, it works.
Oh, it's
on
both?
iPhone. It looks beautiful, like a Johnny Ive creation.
Okay.
It's immaculate. It's probably even reasonably sized. Like Like, you could carry this around with you most of the time. I don't see why not.
I just love that we're trying to like market this as like, because what we want to do is mass produce so everyone can have a ghost catcher in their pocket at any time. And like, why would
Absolutely.
we want this ever?
It's small enough to fit in your pocket. It probably does some. Like, does it even need to get that big? It's a ghost. Ghosts don't take up that much space, right? Like it.
Have you ever seen a ghost?
Yeah.
Expandable storage units.
Ghost. What are you talking about?
This is entirely theoretical.
Oh my gosh. Awesome.
My research shows that ghosts are not
Yeah.
big at all.
Yeah. So awesome. So yeah, what's so I guess how did we get our original funding? Like what did we do to have like our just to get us off the ground for the ping pong table? Whose savings are we eating into?
I like to think that we had some just like angel investor
Okay.
when I was in the Valley, who just very unwisely decided to invest in my ideas.
Maybe someone who's like a big fan of haunted houses and was like, "I'm so sorry. Here, like, you're gonna do great."
I'm gonna go for a kid. Cigar.
From the haunted house, did you actually make any money there, or was it just kind of a bust?
Oh yeah, maybe.
What if
Maybe.
you're doing this from the haunted house, the garage?
I destroyed the.
Oh,
haunted
you destroyed it. Yeah, that's right.
and
You
made it look like an accident, and I used the sweet insurance money to fund this venture.
Because you're a shrewd businesswoman, and that's what
Yes.
shrewd businesswomen do.
cool.
Right.
Yeah.
Insurance fraud.
Based on what I know about business, yes.
Oh, full link. You got it. I was going to capture a ghost, but I have too many podcasts saved on my phone. Yep, that's not enough space on your phone.
I get the premium model.
I didn't even think about that, taking up actual data space.
Yeah, does that count against?
With any smartphone, it's just smarter to have like the 64 gig size
Yeah.
to be a ghost
Does
hunter.
this count against your data limit?
Oh,
That's to do
Oh,
the
like
transfer.
you can't capture ghosts when you're on 4G?
Yeah.
my God.
Or like internationally? You have to look for the Wi-Fi.
Do we upload? So here's the thing. It's in beta right now, so we're storing the ghost to our phone, which is like, God, you have to get expandable memory and all that shit.
Yeah.
Eventually, we'll be able to just upload these ghosts to the cloud.
Yeah.
And they'll be kept on some just like
The ghost.
We call it ghost
the
dogs.
ghost machine.
Yeah, I was about to say Ghosts in the Machine.
perfect.
Awesome.
What could be wrong?
So it sounds like our franchise is like super small. So I think we're going to start with 5 dice for our franchise here. And what this means is that just like a character would, we have stats for our franchise, and there are certain like pools you can draw on to help assist you in rolls. But when you use them, depending on which one that you use, they're typically like just like a limited resource that you can spend and it gets rid of, right? So it seems like if we're starting with 5 dice and we have a lot of money, that would probably go to our credit card, I think, because our credit card would be sort of or bank. Credit cards kind of used for technology, or just basically anything any kind of cover any sort of fees that we might run across. The library card is for if you ever wanted to have access to like some sort of like secret database or something like that. You use the library card that sort of like represents your franchise's resources as a whole, like your own personal portfolio of ghosts and stuff like that. Your gym represents any sort of like exercise or like training, including like ninja training or anything like that. Like that's all encapsulated by gym. And then last but not least is bank, and bank can be used for anything. But bank's pretty cool because if you spend your dice with bank, sometimes you either get them back or they're just gone because it's representing like stock market stuff, and nobody really understands it, and it's essentially a dice roll anyways. So, so how do we think we should distribute these 5 dice, and then we should be ready to begin.
So 5 dice across.
The 4 skills.
Library card, credit card, and gym. Oh, in the bank.
Yes.
In the bank.
Yep.
Well, so the bank is touchy because it could all go away, right?
Yeah. You have a chance of losing these dice more than any other one. So here's the trade-offs, right? Like gym dice can only be used for like physical related things. Library can only be used for academic related things. Credit card can really only be used for technology related things. But bank can be used for any of them. But bank has a chance of them going away.
Well, why don't we put 1 in the first 3 and then 2 in bank? I don't know. I feel, risky.
Yeah. To see if we're particularly lacking in any.
Right. We kind of spread out.
Sure. Yeah. So yep. And in like a longer form game, what we're going to be doing is basically building up the franchise. Is how the game works. So throughout our mission, the next steps of the game are going to be it's like very, very like formulaic, but we don't know how things are going to come out the way they are. So the next one's going to be like getting your first call, researching the problem, showing up to the scene, trying to solve the scene, get paid, and vacation are kind of like the way the game will structure, right? And what you're going to be doing is during play is whenever you make these rolls to do anything really, there's a chance of you collecting what's called franchise dice. And you kind of solve the problem when the franchise dice reaches the maximum for our mission. And for a mission with 4 people, I think about like 14 to 16 is pretty much like right on what we need to get. So if you roll a 6 on your dice, you get 2 franchise dice. If you roll a 5, you get 1. So it's just going to be several rolls. And at the end of the session or whatever, that's when you get all these extra franchise dice. And you can spend some to go on vacation, which kind of like refreshes your character's skills. And if you took stress, it removes stress. And then the rest of it gets devoted into your franchise, and your franchise grows for the next mission, so you can take on something more difficult. That's just the general flow of the game. This is a one-shot, so that won't really happen, but we're still gonna have a good time. So with that, I think we're kind of ready. Do we agree?
Yeah.
Okay, let's get ready to see what Disruptor is. So I'm going to find the table here in the book about rolling for who our person is, because I have nothing prepared. A cool thing about this game is that a lot of this is going to be player-based, so you're going to have a lot of, like, instead of just the GM having a lot of fictional control, this game is a game where players have a lot of fictional control. And I don't know what the mystery is. This is a game that inverts the general concept of a mystery, where we're going to be putting forward strange things that are going on in the game, especially like if you're hunting for ghost clues, right? Like say we're in a space station and you're like, I'm going to go to the med bay and I'm going to look at the latest logs from the doctor or whatever, right? It's like, okay, roll technology, because you have to access their database, right? And you get like a 5, right? And then you get to explain what you find. And based on what you find, we build on that. And I will riff off that, and then other people will riff off that, and it just keeps building and building until we somehow have to bring it all together. Because that's how the game works. Okay? Cool.
All right.
So here's the client roll chart. All right, I need to roll, start with 2d6. 3 and 3. Okay. Okay, so our client today will be a bored police officer. And 1 in. Okay, and we said we're in Albany, or like northern.
Albany is perfect.
Yeah, northern New York. Okay, cool. So it will be a bored police officer, and there's some strange happenings in a remote area. Okay, got it. So our play will begin with, let's see. So you guys are probably in your office, right? Does your app currently, is it like live? It's not live, right? Nobody can use it. So if somebody wanted to approach you, they either have to like know about you or show up, right?
I feel like Hannah mentioned us just like putting things on Craigslist at this point, like just being like,
okay,
just putting up
QR codes for the beta app. Like,
okay, yeah.
Random people have it.
Yeah. So, awesome. I got it. Okay. So you guys are hanging out in the garage, right? I imagine like sort of like the garage doors open, and you guys are just doing what you're doing. When you guys hear like the sound of a police sirens come to you guys, and the cop car kind of like stops in front of your garage, and like an older gentleman comes out. He kind of looks like what's the guy who works with Mel Gibson in Lethal Weapon? What's his name?
Yeah.
I can't remember his name. I just completely spaced off his name.
But I know exactly what you mean.
He comes out of the cop car, and he looks over you guys, and he looks at like his like notepad, and he looks at his phone in his other hand, and he's just like scratches his head, and he's like, "Are you guys disruptors?"
Yes.
Yeah. This is like the first time someone's ever kind of like probably showed up to you guys, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Svetlana like falls down from some rig she's put up in the ceiling. Yes. Also, I'm Svetlana.
Yeah.
I think maybe I just clear away like some discarded takeout from the ping pong table, just kind of try to make it look a little presentable.
You have like a little sign somewhere, just kind of adjust it, like.
Yeah. So you guys are quickly tidying everything up and moving these around for a potential client, and he's like, "Okay, cool. I just was making sure that the address was right. Don't worry, you're not in trouble. So he looks you guys over. He does like his hands on his hip, like who's in charge here?" Like you all probably never had to answer that question.
We all look at each other. And...
It's me. Yes. Hello, officer. Yes.
Danny Glover. Yeah.
That's his name.
Yeah.
Hello, Officer Glover.
Yeah. Oh, hi, ma'am.
I'm Amanda Vandeven, the proprietor of this establishment. Can I help you?
I'm sorry. What? I didn't catch your name. What?
Amanda Vandeven.
Oh.
Amanda Vandeven.
Amanda.
Say it faster.
Is that one name? Sorry. How do you do? And he like tips his cap a little bit. And is there a? He looks around. Is there a place I can sit?
Yes. We seat him behind the receptionist desk. Because no one's sitting there.
Yeah.
Now we're all standing on one side while he's sitting, sort of staring at him.
Arms
So-
crossed.
He like awkwardly goes behind the receptionist desk and like pulls out the chair to the ping pong table, and he's like, "Oh, thank you. Listen, Albany Police Department is kind of in need of, I think, your guys' services. There seems to be a slight he like opens up his little notepad thing and like flips over extra or supernatural occurrence in up in the woods near outside of Niagara Falls. I mean, normally this would cover under the Albany's paranormal collection squad, but this spot is technically due to a zoning problem, technically out of their district and refusing to do this. Well, a few campers have reported some strange sights, and well, basically, we need you guys to go investigate.
Of course.
I don't really know how this negotiation thing works, like with you guys. Like, I'm not really into the technology. Can you walk
I hand
me?
him a rate card.
Yeah.
So that we'll send them an invoice after the job is done.
He looks it over. He's like, "Oh, that's reasonable." And so. And have you guys? I was trying to find some more information about you guys, and I couldn't really. I don't know. Are you guys pretty hush hush or new? I'm not really sure.
Officer, are you on Twitter?
We have an active social media presence.
Thank you. Websites are old hat. Nobody has websites anymore.
My son has one, and I think I have a Facebook. What? I'm not following. Are ghosts on social media? Is this something I should be worried about?
It's not something.
We'll take care of it all. All you have to do is bring us the business. We'll bring you the ghost.
For an extra fee.
We'll upload. Well, don't even worry about it.
Yeah, don't think about the ghost too much.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's okay. Thank you. All right, that sounds wonderful. Okay, so he looks over and he pulls out a like a small little map and like puts it out on the table, and it's it's an analog map, right? And he puts it out, yeah. And he takes out like a red pen, and he's like, okay, so and he like jots to some spaces like outside of like a campground, being like, so campers were saying that they were hearing strange sounds in this area, and someone reported that they found strange slime all over the trees there, and we just need you to go there and get rid of that. The Park Service says that this is not their jurisdiction either. It's kind of one of those weird zones, and we need you to do this. He kind of looks like disappointed and stuff, but that the public offices are failed and needs to do this. Is this something? This sounds something like you guys can handle?
This sounds exactly like something we can handle.
He looks around and is there a car nearby that you guys have around? He's like, I don't think I see a car. Do you guys? How are you going to get there?
Do we have a car? Do we have a vehicle?
Ooh,
you can establish one.
Maybe we have to borrow somebody's mom's car or something.
We're green. We use bicycles. Hello.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
It's two tandem bikes though.
Yay!
Okay. I was thinking one of those boardwalk ones when there's 6 people on it.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah, we get onto one big bicycle.
Yeah.
Painted the company colors.
What are the company colors?
It's on brand.
Oh, something hip.
Yeah, it's like a gentle turquoise or mint. It's like a mint and white. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Cool. Okay. He's like, oh, that's your vehicle. He looks over and there's your giant 4-person bike.
Yeah.
Hey, one less car. 4 less cars, quite frankly.
Oh well. How environmental?
It keeps us fit and ready.
Svetlana flexes.
These okay. He looks over. He's like, okay, well, I guess let me know how it goes, and thank you very much. And he stands up and shakes your guys' hands.
Will he give us the contacts of those people so we can ask what they heard, or does he just give us all the information he has?
Oh yeah, he gives you the information. Yeah, I guess campers will be there.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and for the record, try to keep this out of the media if you can.
Sure.
Of course.
Of course.
He tips his hat and it's like, thank you kindly. And I guess he goes to his car and goes off. And I think at that point we're gonna go to our first break, and then we'll come back with sort of the research and getting there phase of the game. Okay.
Okay, cool.
So thank you guys so much, and we'll be back in 5 minutes.
Thank you.
That's the hold music.